Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Monday, January 10th, the brand new week. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham. We're here. We're ready to break down the Monday NBA card. We've got an interesting slate, 7 games on tap. Let's get right to it. We'll start with Utah taking on Detroit. The Jazz, 11-point road favorites, 224.5 the total in this game. Jazz off back-to-back losses to the Raptors and to the Pacers in their last couple games. Those were on back-to-back on the road, and now they'll continue this road trip tonight here in Detroit. It'll actually end here, and then they'll go back home and face Cleveland after that. The Pistons beat Orlando 97-92 on Saturday, so certainly a nice performance there from the Pistons in that game. It feels like that kind of spot for Utah here, where now after losing the last 2 on this road trip, they're certainly looking to make some amends for that. Still very much, though, some key injuries for the Jazz, namely, of course, Rudy Gobert, who's missed the last game with shoulder inflammation, and he's in protocol. So we'll see if he's able to suit up. Looks like Joe Ingles not going to play tonight for the Utah Jazz either. So definitely some personnel issues that would concern you here with Utah. This is definitely going to be a game I stay out of. Backwood time for me in this one, this first game. Jazz are just too banged up, but I feel they might want to not take Detroit lightly after 2 straight losses, but I don't know if they're healthy enough to want to lay this number. So it's a pass for me. Dutch, how about you? Jazz and Pistons.
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. You know it's Medicate Monday, so be sure to hit that like button like I just hit that Bio Jesus. That's right, Bio Jesus. Y'all motherfuckers go to church. I go to the dispensary to get blessed. Yeah, man. Get you right where you need to be. Muchly appreciated. Share the video as well. I don't got much for this game. It is a backwood for me, but I do want to give a shout out to our guy Ron Crawford, who actually sent me the spreadsheet play of the day today is Detroit. He does like Detroit and also Indiana as well. And pretty great numbers as well. For shout out to our guy, killing it. 130 and 63 on the season on the spreadsheet, 67%. So I appreciate you reaching out and giving me that info, Ron. And I guess Detroit would be the play with the points at home. But yeah, I'm back with this motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe you look Donovan Mitchell over points because he's got to shoulder the load now with some of the guys out. 36 for him in the game against in the game over the weekend for Utah against Indiana. So he played really well in that game, and obviously he's got to do a lot more right now. But other than that, this is going to be a stay away for me, especially on a night where I'll be focusing a lot on the national championship game in college football. What do you think, Wham, here with Utah, Detroit?
Yeah, man. So, I like this game a lot, actually. Utah, they're allowing 28.6 assists to opponents, which is ranked 28th over the last 5 games. You got Cade coming off of pretty much of a bad game where he only shot 0 for 5, where he's averaging about 7.7 attempts from 3 against any opponent, over the last 4 games. I think he gets to the number there as far as like 7 to 8 attempts behind the arc. I think we're going to have to go over the 2.5 3-point makes for him. We do know that Utah is going to try to chuck it up. He's going to be able to get those attempts, especially with guys out. They're not having Rudy Gobert down there. Whiteside is somebody else. Maybe a Whiteside assist is probably like the only really prop I really like for the Jazz. But other than that, I like Detroit here too. That's why I got the hat on right here. That's why you see Cade in the background. I just think he's going to get to assists. He's averaging 6.25 over the last 4 games. I think he's going to go over the 5.5, which is plus money, and the 2.5, which is plus money for the 3-point make. So that's the way I'm going here is Cade. Thinking this team does have an opportunity here, but I'm not going to go in and risk it. I think it's Cade day, though.
There we go. Cade Cunningham day, maybe for props for the Detroit Pistons. Skee, what do you like here, Utah, Detroit?
Yeah, it's not a really great game in my opinion, but Detroit has been a double-digit home dog twice. They've covered both times, and I probably would trust them. Utah's been dealing with some COVID stuff. I would go with the double-digit home dog. They've been successful in this role. I don't know if I'll bet it, but gun in my head, that's what I picked. And I think I agree with Wham too. Cade, he's gone over 6 of his last 7 games, that 5.5 number. So Pistons plus or Cunningham assists.
All right, we got Milwaukee taking on Charlotte now. Bucks 2-point road favorites, 236 being the total in this game of the Charlotte Hornets, of course. Pretty sure they ended up playing yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. No, they played Saturday against Milwaukee. It was 114 106 in that game. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks. So it's the same two teams going at it in the same building here, back-to-back games. So both of these teams, Milwaukee will obviously be looking to bounce back here. Milwaukee still without basically the same players they've been without now for a few games. Still no Grayson Allen. Still no Drew Holiday for the Bucks. Pat Connaughton might actually play. He's questionable. He's the one guy. He's missed the last 3 games, but they're hoping to have him maybe back on the floor tonight for the Bucks. But we'll have to wait and see closer to tip off if that's the case. Certainly, Bucks revenge losing Saturday night is in place. I'd probably lean a little bit to Milwaukee here in this game, but I don't know. It's just Bucks. You look at the way they've played here the last few. They had the nice win against Brooklyn, but they have lost 3 of their last 4. Lost to the Pistons is a stunning loss, as 17-point favorites. Lost to the Raptors after that, and then the loss to Charlotte following that. Just a game where I have a slight lean to the over a little bit, but boy, it's 236.5. It's pretty high. Although I do expect points. Will we get that many is the big question. But that's the bet I would make if I would bet this game. It wouldn't be the side. I'd look maybe toward points being scored in this one. Wham, we'll start with you with this one. What do you think here? Milwaukee, Charlotte.
I love that switch around right there.
I'm switching the orders now.
I appreciate you.
Right.
So yeah, this is Hornets over the last 5 games. They're second, in effective field goal percentage. Really high efficient team, man, over the last 5 games. You're looking at this Bucks team. They just lost to this team. They're getting Dante DiVincenzo, like my guy said, the delivery guy.
Not delivery, it's DiVincenzo. That's right.
Not delivery. It's the whatever, man. That shit is kind of that shit is funny as hell. If you type in Dante, he's the first thing that pops up on Google. It kind of pissed me off. Where like, you can't be the most famous Dante, bro. Like, hold on, bro. But go back into this. The Bucks, bro, they're allowing 29th in 3-point attempts. As far as 3-point makes, for the season, and then they're averaging that in the last 5 games, 14.4. So they're still giving up the 3. This team is going to be, kind of confident. They did whatever they want. You got a real good highlights from LaMelo Ball, good real stats from them that last game. I think they're going back to the well again. I think it's just a bad matchup here, especially without the guys. You thinking Drew Holiday is just not the guy? I know that's my guy, Dutch guy. That's why we're probably going with last for him, because I know he's going to talk about Drew Holiday being out. That's a big deal here. So I think that is a big deal. I like the Hornets here. Back to back, whoop that ass, man.
Yeah, slight home underdogs. Yeah, Charlotte +2, liking that is Wham here in this one. All right, Skee, you're next up. What do you like, Milwaukee, Charlotte?
Yeah, no Drew Holiday. Who's checking LaMelo? He's probably just gonna be out there doing whatever he wants. Hornets have won 4 of their last 6 games. They are 11-5 straight up at home. They're 13-3 against the spread at the house. They do nothing but put money in your pocket when you back them at home. So they beat this Milwaukee team with this same lineup a couple days ago. I don't see why they can't do it again here today.
All right, liking Charlotte as well. Dutch. That's why we're changing the rotation of the order around a little bit too, to keep things fresh, like Dutch would want it. That's why he's Dutch boy fresh here. Dutch, what do you think here, Milwaukee, Charlotte?
Yeah, man, I can't lie. I was like, hey, you're fucking up the rotation, but I kind of like it, and I really like what I was hearing from my man Wham Band, and Ski as well. But yeah, man, I agree, man. I think it's the Hornets spot here. I liked it on Saturday, and I'm like, we getting plus money right now again. I just think, really, I think it comes down to the guards. I mean, y'all touched on it. Drew being out is very big, but they don't have Allen. When you look at the guards, it's just, what do they have? They have no point guard. They have no guards, but they got Matthews out there. And then you look down on the bench. These motherfuckers had 5 points on Saturday against, you look down on the bench, it's Rodney Hood and a bunch of nobodies, and he ain't much special either. So I just think they're deeper. They're at home. Skee touched on it. They're confident. And these teams actually played this early December, and with a full roster, Milwaukee couldn't cover at home as a 2-point win. They had all the horses in the lineup and still couldn't cover. Barely beat these boys. So I think it is a good matchup. Wham touched on it. They're 7-1 ATS. Hornets are last 8 as a home dog. They're 8-1 ATS last 9 meetings in Charlotte versus the Bucks, and 6-1 ATS last 7 overall versus Milwaukee. So they have their way with these boys. And like I mentioned, it was 5 points off the bench for the Bucks, 33 from Charlotte. I think you'll get the same exact thing. They actually got out rebounded by 4 and still won the game pretty handedly. 21-15 assist to turnover ratio there in that game for Milwaukee. Like I mentioned, they don't have a point guard. I think that's going to continue here. 29 LaMelo and the boys accumulated 29 assists on 10 turnovers. So I just look for that to continue. And one another thing I want to touch on, Giannis had 43 and 12. Shot unbelievably from the field, over 50%. He made 18 out of 20 fucking free throws. They still lose the game. Not to mention, you want to say, hey, Middleton, they had 70 points, 22 rebounds, and 12 assists combined between the two, and still lose outright. So I just think, and really, we're down the whole game. So I look at it as the Hornets are in a good, same spot, maybe even better because they're rested as well, and they're gonna do what they did on Saturday, win the game. Money line Hornets.
There we go. It's a Hornet sweep here in this one. Everyone liking Charlotte here as slight home underdogs against a little bit of a depleted Milwaukee team at the moment. All right, we got San Antonio, New York now next up. Knicks 6.5 point home favorites at the Madison Square Garden, 212.5, 213 the total in this game. The Knicks played back-to-back with Boston, a crazy comeback win / Celtics collapse in the first game. 108-105, that national TV game. And then Saturday night, they played again in Boston, and Celtics laid the smack down. Kind of predictably, I actually did like Boston in that spot Saturday night. Figured for blowing the big lead, the coach pretty upset after that loss to the Knicks. They'd play better. They did. 99-75, much better performance from the Knicks in that game. Now, can they sustain that here against the San Antonio Spurs, who are coming off a really tough, hard-fought 121-119 overtime loss yesterday against the Brooklyn Nets. We'll see if they can bounce back from that here. I kind of want to take the Spurs here with this 6.5 number. I mean, I know it's back-to-back for them here. That's the concern. They had the overtime game yesterday, but minutes-wise, Murray played upwards of 39. Primo as well, 39. Canadian, by the way, Josh Primo, and playing pretty well for them. Jakob Poeltl, 36 minutes. Keita beats Diop, 37. Lonnie Walker, 32. So we're always concerned a little bit on the back-to-back, but I am interested in the points here with San Antonio. Knicks are coming off a blowout loss to Boston, but still, their record at home has been nothing to write home about at all. 9-11 straight up, 8-12 against the spread at home. Spurs do have a winning point spread record on the road. I think it's probably baked into the number a little bit, the spot here with the Spurs on the back-to-back, but I ain't laying with the Knicks. I would only look Spurs here plus the points in this one. Dutch, we'll start with you here for this game. What do you think here? San Antonio, New York.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Ray Charles, H-Town, Nets Best, everybody in the chat. I see you. I look the other way, Ian, to be honest with you. I know we could touch on, New York hasn't been very good at home. I do like, first of all, I like the bounce back spot of them after getting their ass whooped in Boston. They had a couple of days to think about it. I think they will bounce back, and obviously you touched on it as well. That was I don't think this is just an ordinary back-to-back game. They have Brooklyn overtime, had KD and them boys on the ropes and fell up a little short. I think they'll be tired, and not to mention they don't have all their horses, and they when I look at it, they're 1-5 straight up last 6 road games, 2-4 against the number of the Spurs last 6 overall. Then when we look at the Knicks, they've actually been playing better home ball. They're 4-0 straight up and against the number last 4 at the house. They've won 3 out of 4 of those games by double digits. Now, these two teams played on December 7th. It was a 12-point win in San Antonio with the full, San Antonio was loaded. They out-rebounded on +9, and really what it came down to is the Knicks had 47 bench points, 6 players in double digits led by R.J. Barrett with 32. Julius Randle had a poor game, only 15 points. I look for, him to have a better game. Their cast, everybody, it looks like the Knicks are getting healthy here. They're a deeper, better team right now. I think this is simply a fucking juicy spot for the Knickerbockers right now. -6, I believe it's a beautiful thing. I like the Knicks here at home.
All right, liking the Knicks here in this one. Looks like, by the way, Kemba might return. He's missed the last 5 games. Fournier, questionable game time decision with a thigh injury. But other than that, they'll have Barrett, Randall, Robinson, possibly Walker returning. And Fournier still could play. Spurs are still banged up, there's no doubt, with likes of Derek White still out, Devin Vassell still out, Doug McDermott's out, Keldon Johnson. So still some key pieces out for the Spurs tonight. We'll see if that takes a toll on them here. Second of back-to-back games. Wham, what do you like here, Spurs-Knicks?
This game is kind of confusing for me. I mean, why would I lay with the Spurs? They're bottom 10 in effective field goal percentage, bottom 10 in field goal percentage as far as scoring. And then you're looking at this other team, they're right there with them. You know what I mean? San Antonio Spurs, they're right there with them. DeJounte Murray is probably what I would think to go to as far as props in this game, because he's been casher for us for the whole year. So thinking that direction, but most likely this is going to be a backwood for me. I probably don't want to have any action on this game.
Backwood time for Wham on this one. I just want to get the Spurs back-to-back numbers. 4-3 ATS, 3-4 straight up, outscoring opponents by just shy of 2 points per game. So the back-to-back numbers aren't terrible for the Spurs. But, again, this is a back-to-back. The travel is minimal, if at all, by the way. Brooklyn to New York, you pretty much can stay in the same place probably. But nevertheless, you played overtime yesterday. You do have to factor that in. So does that wear down the Spurs?
They're in 4 nights, too, if I'm correct. My bad.
Yeah, it's very possible. So maybe Spurs first half to be a little bit safer. Maybe the legs give out and they run out of steam. Maybe second half in this game tonight. Skee, how about you? How do you see this one? San Antonio, New York.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, the Spurs, it's their last game of a 7-game road trip. They've won 1 game on this trip. They're banged up. They're off an overtime game. Why I don't know why you would want to take the Spurs. Like, that Spurs just want to go home. Knicks off this 20-point ass whipping that they just got, and they're the more rested team at the house. I think they come out with it tonight. If you like the Spurs, only way to take them is the first quarter. Other than that, it's gonna be Knicks tape all night.
All right.
Talk that shit, Ski.
Speaking of Boston, by the way, that big blowout against the Knicks, can they follow it up? That's often been the issue for Boston, right? They have one nice performance, and you don't get it the next time out. So can they do it tonight against Indiana? We've got the Celtics 6.5-point home favorites, 212 the total in this game. Pacers, they did get a nice win on the weekend over Utah, 125, 113, and they've covered 2 straight. They also got inside the number, albeit very luckily, against the Brooklyn Nets, and I can vouch for that because I saw that shit show play out late in the game. Hard to lose that one with Brooklyn, but nevertheless, they have covered 2 straight. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I'm probably not getting involved. I got to see the Celtics play well. 2 games. I'd actually lean to Boston. I don't know if I want the Pacers right now. I don't, even after the win against the Jazz. Jazz have a ton of guys out right now, so you can't make too much of a big deal of that. The Pacers are on the road where they've been absolutely dreadful. 3-15 straight up this year. That's straight up on the road, the Indiana Pacers. So the idea of backing them on the road, I don't want it. I don't want Indiana. The question is, can I lay 5.5, 6.5 now with Boston? And we're talking about a team that's flighty, a team that hasn't always backed up a good game with another strong performance. They should win this game. They should cover. Lean Boston. I don't know if I get there. I'll probably end up passing. What do you think here, Dutch? We'll actually, Skee, we'll start with you here. Indiana, Boston.
Oh, my bad. You said Skee at the end. I heard Dutch at first, and I started about to.
No, that's all right. It's all good. Yeah, you're up first. Yeah. I'm getting used to this, changing the order.
All right. I'm never betting the Pacers, bro. I don't care. And I told y'all, until they change the roster, until they get a new coach or something, until something changes in Indiana, I'm not looking their way. They've won 3 games on the road out of 18. No way in hell I'm backing them, bro. Celtics, they do have a losing record on the year, but they're 12-8 straight up at the house. Out of their 19 wins so far this year, they've covered 16 of them, winning by 12.8 points per game. So when the Celtics win, it's by margin. I think Celtics get it done tonight. Pacers are garbage.
There you go, Boston. Yeah, it's hard to argue with any of that. I would definitely lean Celtics if I'm playing this game. I'm laying, as Teddy Covers would say. Dutch, what do you think here? Pacers and Celtics.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guys, Star Child, G Martinez. I see you, my dude. Everybody, be sure to hit that motherfucking like button. Let's get to that Mando. That hundo, let's get to that real quick, like muchly appreciated. But yeah, I agree. I honestly agree everything that Skee said. I didn't bet this game yet, but what he just said makes me want to bet in that 16-19 cover out of their wins. I believe this game is numbers pretty sharp, to be honest with you. I could only look at green though. I mean, Skee touched on. We don't fuck with these Pacers. You touched on it as well, Ian. They're 0-4 and 1 ATS last 5 on the road. 0-6 straight up. They haven't played well against the Boston Celtics as well. 1-3 ATS last 4 meetings. They're 2-7-1 ATS last 10 overall versus the Boston Celtics against the number. But Boston doesn't. I mean, I just don't have faith in laying 7. It's not something I really want to do. If this was the only game on the board, I probably would already have Boston in my pocket. They're 5-0 straight up. Last 5 at the house too against the Pacers. But like I mentioned, I believe the number is pretty sharp. I can see Boston winning here and not covering. So I'll stay off this game.
All right, Backwood for Dutch. All right, Wham, Indiana, Boston.
Yeah, man, you guys kind of probably would know where I'm going to go with this here. I'm going with Marcus Smart over 4.5 assists here. Just one of those things that, like you guys mentioned, I do want to find a way to back this Boston team. I don't want to take the big number, though, even though, like my guy Skee said, this is a hell no, never bet again team in the Pacers, bro. They just dog ass, and for the rest of the season, it seems like that's what they rather do here. And this Boston team, they definitely need to get some wins here. They definitely need to size some wins, need some stats to be accumulated. So I think it's going to be Marcus Smart. He's averaging 5.5 at the house. He's averaging about 5 for the season. And he's hit this 3 out of the last 4 games, just not the last game where he had 2 assists. So I think with the blowouts factor here, there may be a little issue there with the assists, but it's 4. It's 4.5. You know what I mean? So once I see that, I just got to take it. I think you're getting that minus 130 right now. So it did move a little bit from when I took it at minus 120 last night, but minus 130, I still would lay the juice.
All right, next up here, Philly and Houston. This is one of the rescheduled games, 2 of them on this card tonight. This is one of them. Sixers 10-point road chalk, 226.5 the total. I'm going to go Philly double up here, first half and full game. I mean, it's the Rockets on a back-to-back. They're struggling. We know that. They have 1 win against Washington. I still don't know how they won that game, but somehow they did. Since then, they got drilled by Dallas at home by 24, and Dallas was shorthanded in that game, and then they got crushed by Minnesota last night, 141-123. I had over 235.5 in that game. Couldn't have been much easier, that one. And I'm also on the over as well. I mean, with this Houston team, I've been riding the overs. We're doing that again tonight. Sixers don't always want to play that way, and they can play good defense, but is that defense going to be locked in for 48 minutes against a bad Houston team? Perhaps not. I think this probably is a game where Philly's won 6 in a row, covered 5 of the 6. They've won the last 3 games against Houston. They already beat them by 20 at home. They beat Orlando by 10. They crushed San Antonio in their last game on Friday night, 119-100, and 2 full days off going into this game. So huge rest advantage for the Sixers. There's no look ahead. They're playing Charlotte next. I think they're focused. They should be. And they're rested. So I like Philly here, first half and full game, and I like the full game over as well. So it's a 3-play game for me here with the Sixers and the Rockets. Dutch, what do you like here? Philly, Houston.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cash Ashton Betts, Abel, my guy Paulie Walnuts. I see you, Zachary, of course. Mark Nick, my guy. Yeah, man. Back with this motherfucker. I have Nathan for you. Embiid props. He's better on the road. Someone in the chat, I agree with it, but I'm not betting this motherfucker.
Yeah, and the good news, too, and this has been all with Maxey out, too, to keep that in mind. Now, Seth Curry, late addition to the injury reports, the one little fear that I have in this game, they definitely want to see Seth on the court, but we'll see if he plays. He's game-time decision, but still, Houston, hard to get behind them, man. I mean, they just got destroyed 2 games in a row, and it's a back-to-back, too, with this Philly team well-rested coming in here to this game. Wham, what do you like here, Philly, Houston?
Yeah, I kind of would. Let me make sure I'm on. I got to make sure I'm lit here. You feel me?
You're good. You're lit.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I was lit. But yeah, as far as I gotta agree with my guy Dutch, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, why would I want to risk my money on this team laying a big ass number here against a team that they could find themselves want to battle it out? You know what I mean? As far as this Houston Rockets team, I definitely every time I think about betting against them, I always think about that damn 3 that they just hit. So it's just fucking annoying the hell out of me. So I don't want to put no bread on it. So I won't even waste anybody's time. We got more action to talk about for sure.
All right, backwood time for Wham. All right, Skee, you're next up here, Sixers Rockets.
Yeah, I'm just double checking where this line had went as far as the total here. I just think I don't really want to lay, even though Philly's been winning, they've been covering. I probably would go just fade the Rockets defense. They've been terrible, man. They're allowing 120 plus 9 of their last 11 games. Sixers team total is 118 and a half. I just think you continue to fade Houston. I don't love that Philly, maybe missing some of their point guards, but I think that's the bet I would make in this game. And also, I think Seth Curry assist is worth a look. He's a good ball handler. He can get guys involved when you don't have Maxey and don't have some of these other guys.
All right. Yeah, I agree with all that. I think definitely Embiid more focus for him if Curry not on the floor offensively certainly will be for the Sixers here. All right. Next up, we got Cleveland and Sacramento. Cleveland 5.5-point road favorites, 218.5 the total in this game. The Cavaliers taking on the Kings. Cavaliers, unfortunately, look, I think every team that played Golden State last night in the grand return of Klay Thompson would have been in the same SmackDown type of spot. Golden State was geared up, charged up for that basketball game last night. You could tell a lot of emotion in the building, a lot of focus on getting the job done, and Cleveland was on the wrong end of that, losing 96-82. I was impressed with the effort from the Cavs. They kept trying to battle their way back, but the Golden State was not going to be denied. And how great was it to see Klay Thompson back on the court? Now he was on a minutes restriction. He played 19 minutes, 55 seconds. They were careful with him in his first game in 2.5 years. Hard to believe he hadn't played since the 2019 NBA Finals. That was that Warrior Raptor series. It's the last time we've seen him on the basketball court. And last night he comes back. He has 17 points in 19 minutes, 55 seconds, 7 of 8 from the field. Great to see Klay back for the Golden State Warriors. It's just Warriors were just not going to lose that game. Simple as that. Now Cleveland is on a back-to-back going into this game, so that definitely is a concern a little bit. But, Stevens, Garland, 32 minutes, Mobley, 35, Jared Allen, 29, Markkanen, 29. For all things considered for a back-to-back, they got to rest the starters a lot down the stretch when the game was out of hand. Bickerstaff, knowing he had another game here tonight. And you look at Sacramento on the flip side, 0-4 straight up, 0-4 against the spread. It's just a disaster here with Sacramento. There's been there was a little sign of life, a little pulse of life at the end of the year last year, December. They beat OKC and Dallas back to back. But now we're back to that same old Kings team. Not a lick of defense. They've given up 122 to the Lakers, 108 to the Hawks, 121 to Denver, 103-88 loss to Portland. Non-competitive in a bunch of these games. Even with Cleveland on a back-to-back, I'm laying the points here with Cleveland off a loss. They're the better team. They got matchup advantages. They play some defense. Sacramento does not. I'm laying it here with Cleveland. 5.5 as road favorites in this one. Wham, how about you? What do you like? Cavs and Kings.
Yeah, man, I kind of disagree with that. I would think to go here and back the Kings here, and the reason being is because you've been saying it there. They've been actually struggling. They've been having little bad opportunities here and there, and we've seen our guy as far as Tyrese Halliburton having to be the main scoring option for this team, and that's the issue here. As far as this Cavs team, definitely they got their guys back, so they're going to be a little bit more better off here. I do like the Cavs here, but as far as road favorites, it's a little bit different from being road underdogs with the play that you kind of would want to take the Cavs here. I think that everybody's going to want to bet the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think it may be a little sharp action here coming out of with this Sacramento team. They got the guy Metu back. He's going to get a better run at it in this game. I think that's going to probably be the difference here, especially without Rashawn Holmes that you've seen. Damian Jones is out. I think that this team is going to be very impactful with Metu back in there getting everything together. So I think it'd be a little bit more closer than what people think, even though I think the Cavs could still win this game.
Yeah, for me, I'm not betting many props tonight, but I like Mobley and Allen tonight for Cleveland. I mean, we were looking at Alex Len for Sacramento. That's not going to put any fear, in my opinion, in those two guys. We'll see if Holmes plays. He's not, actually. Rashawn Holmes looks like he's been ruled out and still out on COVID protocol. So there's going to be room to roam around the rim here, I think, for both Mobley and Allen tonight. So I think their props definitely against this Sacramento front court. That's where they're really in.
Can I add one thing too? Babeno, can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. My fault.
You're on.
Knocked out my setting there. But as far as the Halliburton assist, it was 8.5 yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And it hit, and then now it's 7.5 today. I do like it again here, but obviously it's something we've been following there. But I do like that again. I just want to add. My fault.
Yeah, Garland, they said game time decision initially, Robert. Good question. Good thought bringing him up his status. But it looks like he's trending toward playing. He's got a little bit of a stiff back, a little bit of back soreness, back pain. but nothing that, at least as of now, it doesn't look like it's anything that's going to keep him out tonight, Darius Garland. So I'd expect him to play in this game. Skee, what do you think here, Cleveland, Sacramento?
Yeah, at first I was thinking maybe both teams played yesterday, maybe, a little less defense or tired legs, but I don't know. I look at both teams trending towards the under. I mean, Cleveland 14-9 at home, or I mean Sacramento 14-9 at home, and Cleveland 12-8 at home. And both teams 11-4 to the under on the second of a back-to-back. So maybe not as many points. It's a game that I'm going to pass.
All right, pass for Skee. Just a small lean maybe toward the under for Skee here. All right, Dutch, what do you think here? Cavaliers, Kings.
Yeah, man. I gotta look the Cavs here right now. I believe Fox is banged up too with that shoulder. I just think the Cavs are better right now. You touched on it, Ian, yesterday with that game. They kind of got hit and, kind of went to a no-win situation and played actually pretty well in that first half. Should have covered that first half if Garland didn't break that fucking free throw. But yeah, on another note, I just think they're gonna go into Sacramento and they're just gonna beat them. I just think they're just a better team. Now they won by 14 in Cleveland, at 6.5 point favorites, December 11th. Some 7 players in double digits. I just think that they're going to continue to just do it. They don't really count on anybody in particular. I do need Garland out there, obviously, healthy, ready to rock and roll. But with Mobley, Allen, I believe in the rest, and they'll get enough off that bench to beat the Kings here. I know you said Medu's back, but I just think that they're going to be very suspect on the rebounds. I think Allen and Mobley will control the boards. And the Kings are 1-5 ATS last 6 at the house versus a team with a winning road record. 0-4 ATS straight up, as well as straight up last 4 overall, and 3-6 ATS versus the Eastern Conference last 9. So I look for the Cavs to come out here and handle. I'm going to go first half a little bit though, just in case some fuckery does happen, because the number is down to 5 now. I don't know if that's due to Garland or not, but I like the -3 Cavs first half. We go with the numbers. I mean, they cashed first half. They struggled of late all around, even on the road a little bit. But I think this will be a nice little get right spot off of that ass whooping against the Warriors.
All right, good stuff. 257 live viewers, not even 100 likes, guys. Come on. You can do better than that. This motherfucking respectful, as Dutch would say.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. We're here on this Monday, here at Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on the NBA Pub Hub. We appreciate that for sure. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. We appreciate it very much. All right, final game of this 7-game Monday slate. We got Brooklyn. We've got Portland in the finale here. Brooklyn, 9.5 point road favorites, 227 being the total in this game. This is just like the last game. Both teams played yesterday here as well. Cleveland, Sacramento played yesterday. Same with Brooklyn and Portland. But for Brooklyn, you're talking about cross-country, coast-to-coast travel following an overtime game against the Spurs yesterday, 121-119. A team that's got the likes of Durant and Harden, Irving, slightly older players. I mean, I'm concerned about this situation a bit for Brooklyn. I mean, it's not exactly, the best situation for them whatsoever. Just situationally, cross country, no day off, back to back. You're laying 9.5 here, a little bit of an older team, overtime game, taxing yesterday against the Spurs. All that being said, I ain't betting Portland still in this game. That's where we're at. No CJ McCollum still, no Damian Lillard still, and now Norman Powell also out. Didn't play last night. It's going to miss this game as well. Good offensively, good defensively as well. So you missed that really for Portland in this game tonight. It's a tricky one because Portland did show up finally last night against Sacramento, 103-88. Very depleted, though. Can you really rely on? You're going to have to count on a back-to-back, more from Simons, more from Nasir Little. You're going to probably have to hope CJ Ellaby, some guys off the bench, step up a little bit for them offensively. It's a very thin rotation now with the key like 3 of their best players out. Norman Powell is a great versatile two-way player for them. He's not in. And of course, you're without your star backcourt there, McCollum and Lillard. Where is the production going to come from here for Portland's the question. It's just really tricky game. Slightest of leans to the over. I guess if I'd had to bet the side, it would be Brooklyn, but not in this spot with an older team, cross-country travel, off an overtime game yesterday. So tough one all around. What do you think here, Skee? We'll start with you here, Brooklyn, Portland.
Yeah, playing that game yesterday. We'll see how much they have left in the tank. I did see Nets. They usually do trend towards under on the second of a back to back, and I didn't like seeing that because I was thinking it'll be more of an over game here. Portland is the worst defense in the league the last 5 games, and Nets are also bottom 5. So I was thinking we'll see points. At least one person I know will be fresh for Brooklyn. Kyrie, he's going to play a lot of minutes in
That's
this one.
right.
I can see him having success. So if I have to play it, I still would lean towards the over.
Remember, yeah, and that's true. And that's something to always remember with Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving can't play home games for the foreseeable future. So right now, he's a road-only participant for the Brooklyn Nets. But this game being in Portland, you will see Kyrie tonight. And obviously, unlike the rest of his teammates, he'll be fresh, ready to go. Maybe Kyrie props tonight, potentially, in this game. He's fresh. He's ready. He's going to be on the floor. Everyone else had to play that tough, grueling overtime game against the Spurs yesterday. So this could be a night where Irving does light it up just a little bit for the Brooklyn Nets. Dutch, what do you think here? Nets Blazers.
Yeah, man. Chill, I see you, my dude. Don Mack. Someone shit, I just forgot dude's name, but he said under in Harden props when Kyrie plays. I believe that's strong. I'm not mad at that at all. Definitely. I like more assists with Harden though when Kyrie plays because he's pretty much the point out there. But I think you gotta be fucking crazy if you're gonna lay 9-10 points with the Brooklyn Nets, bro. I mean, I know they're better on the road, but come the fuck on, man. They fucked around and barely beat San Antonio last night. And I know we're talking about the Portland motherfucking Trailblazers.
And Indiana. Let's not forget that game.
Yeah. Let's not forget Indiana, and let's not forget that Kyrie is such a big addition back, and they are absolutely a better team with Kyrie on the court. But it fucks up shit. You have him in one game, you have him out the game. That shit is not going to last. It's just not going to last. There's enough talent on them to overcome a team like Portland. Sure, they'll probably, figure it out by third, fourth quarter. But there's no fucking way they should be double-digit favorites. This line opened at 11, dropped to 9, probably creep back up there. So don't rush to bet Portland. I'll wait. I probably need to get a couple drinks in me to bet these motherfuckers. But I'll tell you right now, when I seen that 11 last night, I was like, that might be a gift. And then I looked this morning down to 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no fucking way. And then even after that game yesterday on a back-to-back situation, I think if they were rested 3 nights, I'd still hesitate to fucking pull the trigger with these boys, the Brooklyn Nets. But what I am gonna do is I like Nurkic.
Did we lose Dutch? No, he's back. I think we got you again.
Yeah, you're good.
We got you, Dutch. You're muted though, I think. We see him. I think you might. There we go. We'll see if we can get Dutch back there. But there he goes. We'll get him back. We'll get the props from him. Wham! In the meantime, take the floor for us. What do you like in here with Brooklyn, Portland?
Yeah, I'm thinking more like what Skee was saying here. I've always said this on almost every show here. This is one of those games that I didn't make the bet yet, but this is the bet that I'm thinking of making next here. It's the Brooklyn team total over 18.5 points. I think they get to 120 here in this game against this Portland team. Like you said, Skee, they're ranked dead last in defense, but now we got them back. We could you can get my guy back. You want to finish your thoughts, bro?
Go ahead, Dutch.
Yeah, real quick. My fault, man.
Ahead,
they knew the bookies like, hey, cut this motherfucker out. He about to hit him straight over the motherfucking head with this one. This is a beautiful thing right here. Nurkic over 11.5 rebounds, minus 105. He's went over this 4 straight, and we know about Brooklyn. These motherfuckers barely want to rebound. They stop as fuck down low. They've allowed a player in 4 straight games to have 12 plus rebounds. Nurkic will be that motherfucker tonight. And Brooklyn has not covered a double-digit spread in the last 6 games. It's been December 27th since they've done that. So this might be the night, but I won't be doing it. I believe the Trailblazers are to play plus the points. But load up on Nurkic. That's good money.
There you go. Nurkic props there for Dutch in this one. All right. You like the Brooklyn team total over, Wham. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I like the Brooklyn team total over. Last 10 games on the road, it's hit 7 times here. I think they get the points in this team that's playing really bad in defense over the last 5 games, like my guy said. And they have been slowing down the pace, though, this Portland team. to try to minimize their turnovers. They're actually top 3 in turnover percentage. They're really not having been turnover the ball, kind of doing the right thing by slowing down the pace here. But the only thing I think that's just going to be a high pace for this Brooklyn team. They're already top in pace. They're going to keep that up with Kyrie back. And I think this long flight, one of the first long flights with Kyrie knowing that he's about to play, maybe some of these guys is excited to play. So I think this is going to be one of those games like they know they're about to get some stats accumulated. Like I said earlier, you feel me? That's why I like the team total over for Brooklyn.
All right, there it is. Great stuff. NBA card for a Monday, 7 games. There it is, all for you just now. 7 straight games we broke down here on the Monday card. Skee, Wham, and Dutch on a Monday. Reminder, if you missed it earlier today, college football national championship game preview show. Me, Connor Mack, and Big Ragu. If you missed it earlier today, check that out. It was on at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We talked side, we talked total, we talked props. But I will answer your question, Bill McDonald. I am going to be on Georgia in that game tonight. I know Alabama is an underdog. They've dominated Georgia 7 straight, but I think there's some things that work in Georgia's favor this time around. Of course, I'll be looking back and thinking what an idiot if this ends up being like 34-17 Alabama or something, and thinking what the hell was I thinking going against Alabama here. But there are things I like here for Georgia, and oftentimes I think the last couple of years we've seen the best team start to finish in college football win the championship, like it was Alabama last year. They were hands down the best team. 2 years ago, LSU with Joe Burrow, hands down the best team. And even with Georgia losing Alabama, start to finish, there's been really no team better and more dominant than them this year outside of the one loss to Bama. So it's tough. It's not easy to go against Alabama in this spot, but I did. So there you go. And make sure you watch that preview show. We did a great job. We threw in a lot of props as well on the game tonight. So check that out from earlier today with me, Connor, and Big Ragu. From earlier today, right here on Pub Sports Radio, the national championship preview show. Great stuff. Best bets coming up. Dutch's Fresh Look as well, right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Hey, probably a great spot to check out the national championship game tonight. So go on down there, Southtown 101 in San Antonio. Manscaped.com, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase, Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product. Get 20% off using promo code PubSports. And mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. Again, NFL playoffs start this weekend. Can't wait for that. National championship tonight in college football, NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC starts up again this weekend. Great time of year to sign up for an account. MyBookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. The Pub Rub, there it is, $14.99, 2 for $25. Check that out on our website as well, pubsportsradio.com. All right, best bets, Dutch's freshest look to get things going. And today, you know what? I decided after all this time, I always usually go in the same order with game by game. Everybody gives their picks, their bets. And today I shook it up. We'll probably do this moving forward. I'm doing that with the best bets too. We're rearranging the order. Wham, we're going to let you start today. What do you like for best bet?
Y'all see what it is. Y'all see exactly what the hell it is. We got my on this side here. Cade Cunningham. We're going to go over 2.5 3-point makes at plus money. And then we're going to go over 5.5 assists at plus money. Cade day today. He's going to be getting to the attempts, at least about 8 attempts tonight, and 6.2 assists is what he's averaging over the last 4 games. So let's keep going. Cade, let's get it.
There it is, Cade Cunningham riding that assist prop. Going to do it one more time tonight for Wham with his best bet. Dutch, what do you got for us now? Freshest look. Uh-oh.
They got him. They got
We
him.
got
They
your
got him.
They
The
got him again?
bookies.
Oh shit, they got me
We got
again.
you.
Hey, freshest look. We go. Yeah, man. We going to Charlotte. And real talk, yo, them deer better feel their motherfucking killer hornets. Take the 2.5, man. They're gonna win the game outright, but give me the 2 and the hooker. That's good money.
There we go. Charlotte Hornets to get the job done. Plus 2.5. We can get you that, Dutch. Charlotte plus 2.5 against Milwaukee.
Killer hornets,
Freshest
bro.
look for Dutch here tonight to get it done against the Bucks. All right, Skee, you're next up. Best bet.
Sorry, I was just trying to make sure I can get a, not a stale number. But you know what time it is, man. San Antonio just want to go home. Knicks tape all night. -6.
There you go. San Antonio -6, or sorry, New York. New York -6 against San Antonio.
You like San Antonio.
Yeah, that's right. Best bet for Skee Profit. Knicks -6 against the Spurs. My best bet, this was one of my best bets on Friday's show, this team, and I'm coming back to the well with them tonight. Cleveland Cavaliers -5 against Sacramento. I just think they're better. All right. And after both teams on a back-to-back yesterday, I think they'll eat in the front court with Mobley and Allen over this Sacramento team, which doesn't have that same size and quality down there to handle it, in my opinion. So this should be a good matchup here for the Cavaliers off the loss to Golden State. Yeah, Sacramento, when you look at it, they're off the loss too, but they've got 0-4 straight up in ATS the last 4 games, trending in the wrong direction. Let's go ahead with Cleveland -5 against Sacramento. That is going to be my best bet for this Monday NBA card.
Real
Skee,
quick,
you want to
Ian.
say something? Yeah.
I just want to ask anybody. We got a big game tonight. Anybody got any opinions on this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll throw it out there. Anybody? Floor is yours.
I just want to. I mean, I'll ask this question.
Obviously, you do.
Yeah, I just want to ask. I'm not too big on college football, but you got. I know Alabama. They win damn near every year. Nick Saban's probably the best coach. They got the Heisman winner, right? So why are you going against this team who has the culture, the coach, and everything, and getting points? Who's
That's
taking
what I
Georgia
keep
tonight?
asking
That's what I
myself
want
as
to know.
someone that took Georgia here. Yeah.
Hey, I ain't want to be the bearer of bad news, but roll tide, baby. Roll tide.
Hey, I think it's all about the quarterback. Honestly, I think everything else matches out, but the quarterback is going to separate it. So yeah, give me that roll tide money line as well. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I think there's level to it. Strauss was better than that boy. I don't think that boy on the other end of Georgia's going to be able to do it like the cats in the past have, like the Watsons and the Lawrences. I don't think he's
Exactly.
He's not that
dude. If they get down, they're not coming back. They got to be winning.
That dude. Yeah.
You're right about that. They're not a comeback team, but they've got to start strong. And the way they start strong is, look, I know Stetson Bennett is not Bryce Young. There's no doubt. You got to give a quarterback edge to Alabama, of course.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can make sure you get this guy prepared extra for this game because of the fact Alabama could have one starter, if not both starters in the secondary out for this game. And if that's the case, if I'm Kirby Smart, I say throw the ball on first down. Let's really take this team by surprise because they're going to expect us to run it on first down because that's what we've done 99% of the time this season. But now you got an ailing secondary potentially for the Crimson Tide tonight. Throw the ball on early downs, Kirby. That's what I'm telling you. If you want to win, you're not going to win tonight playing conservative and cautious and running the ball on up the gut first down, running the ball second down, and then there's third and long, and Bennett's not a third and long quarterback. All right, he's got to be ahead of the chains. I think you got to get the ball out of his hands and through the air early downs. Throw the football from time to time. You don't have to do it all the time, but you got to do it early in the game, I think, with maybe secondary banged up for the Alabama team going into this game. So we'll see if he follows through on that.
The only problem is Bama's 2s and 3s are like 5-star elites too, So kind of like how Ohio State missing them two wide receivers, and then hey, who's Marv Harrison Jr. and these motherfuckers? Like, hey,
there's just a whole bunch of kids that's ready to prove themselves. Yeah,
you're
not going to beat Alabama doing things predictably.
It's definitely Alabama.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Alabama doing things predictably. So if you're Georgia, you got to throw the element of surprise at them. Do some things that they're not expecting. That's the way you got to try to beat a team and a coach and a program that's this good, like Alabama. So it's a great game though tonight. Looking forward to it. It was the two best teams all year in college football. So excited to see how it plays out. That's a wrap for the NBA Pub Hub. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We got the college basketball show, Net Profit, Maxwell Smart, Connor Mack coming up right after this. So make sure you stay tuned to Pub Sports Radio. For Dutch Boy Fresh, for Wham, for Skee Profit, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the NBA. Enjoy the national championship game. Good luck. Cash some tickets. And we'll see you again tomorrow on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video if you can. You know what time it is. It's time to get fucking right. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's start putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man. I mean, how the fuck